I'm your nerdy bear, that's what I am. The handsome king, nerdy bear. So I found this video called The Mysterious Lore Behind All the Halo 3 Maps. This is by HiddenXperia. I've watched a few of his videos and he really explains and shows a lot of things about Halo, along with other channels that I also check out. So let's go ahead and watch this. It's a good 30 minutes, so if you want to grab a snack, do so now. And then while you're grabbing that snack and that munchie, and other munchies on top of other munchies, and then that drink, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and make sure you click that bell so you'll be notified about my future content. Alright, now that you have your snack and your drink, let's go ahead and watch.
Hey guys, welcome back.
The
time has finally come. What millions believed to be but a mere pipe dream has finally come to fruition. Halo 3 has officially released on PC. And so, we're going to celebrate another classic Halo title coming to PC the same way that we always do, by diving into the mysterious and often dark lore behind all of its, dare I say, iconic multiplayer maps. We're going to start close to home today with the human-themed maps, and then venture into the architecture of our greatest enemy with the Covenant-themed maps, before rounding off with some of the most mysterious and enigmatic maps
the PC version of Halo 3 looks amazing.
So if you enjoy the video at any point, then I'd really appreciate a like, subscribing if you haven't hit that big red sub button yet, and all mice fire at will. Burn the mongrel hide of the Twitch follow button. Does that even make any sense?
Oh, he's on Twitch
Honestly,
too?
I don't even know at this point.
Oh,
just
cool.
go and follow the Twitch. I can assure you it's worth it. And let's begin. Starting off today's deep dive is a map that in many ways really is close to home. High Ground. Situated at the helm of one of Voi's many
so much
delightful
camping
beaches,
at the beach
is
with a
Outpost
sniper and a
C9,
ghost.
a former NATO military base constructed sometime in the 20th
They
century.
took the base, got the Spartan
intended to
laser,
combat
and camped
earlier
like a
and
little,
simpler
you-know-what.
enemies. However, following the New Mombasa Slipspace event, this relic base of age-old conflicts was reactivated, creating a stark contrast between the modern technology scattered throughout its various rooms and bunkers and the crumbling stone of its structure. Its fortified tower, heavy gate, and mounted turret provide ample defense against alien invaders, and located at the back of the base is an advanced short-range ground-to-air missile 10X launcher, used to defend the base from any potential air assault. This now quaint and rather idyllic beachside fortress was once used by the UNSC as a testing site for retrieved brute spikers, recovered from fallen brutes during their invasion of New Mombasa. Now, whether anything of worth was extracted from these violent weapons is unknown. Last Resort is another one of the many wind power stations, like Zanzibar and Stonetown, situated within Sector K2433 on Zanzibar Island, south of the coast of Mombasa. Known as Zanzibar Municipal Turbine 7, it was originally constructed by Welterman, Carney, Cotton and Hayward Incorporated, and was built within some sort of old stone structure. Beyond the sea wall lies a great wheel, Camp Frohman, and the vast, now likely unstable generator room. Like all the other power stations, it was created as a part of the East African Protectorate's renationalisation efforts in the 24th century that ended up going nowhere. The Last Resort station was decommissioned in the 26th century and later taken over by the UNSC to be used as a combat training arena. The Pit, also known as UNSC Training Facility Bravo, is a training arena that goes against the grain.
Both
in
for
an
social
age
player
where
and
most combat
competitive.
training is almost entirely VR-based, the Pit offers soldiers a real, unfettered and natural arena to train in person. Something that fills old-school drill instructors with immeasurable pride
When they release Halo
and joy.
Infinite,
As I'm
when
sure
they have
you can imagine,
multiplayer,
they like to do things the old way.
they
Located
remake
within
this.
a hangar on an airstrip at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro, this rather
Halo 4
basic
did have a
looking arena
remake
has
for
been
this, from
enhanced
what I'm
to
aware
offer
of,
the
but
most
it
realistic training
kind of
style.
sucked ass.
Reactiveness is tested by
In
the
my
dynamic
opinion.
brute targets that emerge from the floor if they sense nearby motion, and perceptiveness and sanity are tested by the Jackal sniper targets lurking in the high-up windows of the structures, moving from window to window, always keeping a watchful eye on their would-be victims. In the comm room, the overseers of combat training can monitor their cadets in battle and judge their combat lethality before being sent into the howling abyss to never return. Foundry, also known as Traxxas Factory Complex 71, is
the
one of
laggiest
the
map
many
ever.
warehouses within Traxxas Heavy's large global warehouse
Fun to
network
play,
on Earth,
but
used to store
bleh,
goods and supplies
lag.
of all different varieties, and is located deep within the Traxxas Factory Complex 09 in Voi. However, the UNSC sought out this barren facility as a live-fire training arena, and created detailed scans of it, including some of its long-dormant maintenance hallways and empty offices to be used in wargames training simulations. Set within the ancient 20th century war base known as Crow's Nest, Rat's Nest is the base's ammunition storage facility, but appears to also double up as some sort of port for the base as well. Located on the outer edges of the cliffside that the
think
nest
they
is built
remade this
into,
in Halo
Rat's
5,
Nest not only
I
allows
think.
for sweeping views
been
of
a while.
Voi's savannas, now littered with the debris of Mombasa's once great space elevator, but also easy Pelican access, useful for resupplying both the nest and also those fighting on the front lines. This World War II base was once a safe haven for the Allies, but once the Prophet of Truth and his Covenant discovered it, this relic of wars long past was scuttled, its invaders blasted to oblivion.
Scuttlebutt.
Standoff, a set of two bases innocently
This is a
opposing
fun
one
map.
another atop a peninsula in Kupiga
Great for
Simu,
shoddy snipes.
Africa, was one of the UNSC's primary military sites that was responsible for deep space communications relay, as evidenced by the gargantuan satellite dish off in the distance, which tends to harbour a strange settler. The standoff facility and its satellite specialised in transmitting signals to and from locations across the Sol system. However, since the end of the war and the rapid advancements made in FTL communication, it has since been rendered obsolete, and now instead functions as a training ground for Spartan live-fire exercises. Located deep within the bitter Arctic Circle
Also known as
is the
Lockout
UNSC weather station
on Halo 2.
Z41, Blackout. Originally a privately owned research platform, the Blackout facility was once the site
They remade
of
this on
many
Halo
chilling conspiracy
5
theories.
as well.
Rumor had it, alien life forms were stored on the remote
Tad
station
bit
for
different,
safekeeping.
but
Some
still better
even
than the Halo 3
posited that
version.
the structure itself was based off a distant, dark, and equally snowy facility, one that harboured horrors beyond imagination. But since the UNSC's acquisition of this chilling helipad facility, those rumours and theories have sadly proven false. Now, Blackout simply serves as a store for glacier core samples, a Doppler radar, and other various pieces of research gear, all basking in the haunting glow of an aurora borealis, localised entirely within this sector.
Ooh, neat.
Ghost Town, built in the 24th century, was once a
Ghost
global
Town.
water
I have a lot of
campaign
mixed
water
feelings for this
purification
one.
facility and part of the Mount Kilimanjaro water plant. However, it has since fallen into ruin and now stands as an eerily dormant relic of times past. This facility that once stood proud, pumping and filtering clean water throughout all of Africa, now lies a structural graveyard, reclaimed by nature and lost to the eons. Nonetheless, when it was decommissioned in the 26th century, it was snapped up by the UNSC and saw new life as an arena for highly classified military training exercises, notably wargame simulations and ingress-egress operations. The Quito space tether, referred to by
Oh,
most
man.
as orbital, was
I really
constructed
hate
by
this
the
map.
International Society of Civil Engineers on January 14th, 2330.
Because this map, you got to keep moving as a
One
team.
of the 6
You
space
get
elevators
outflanked
built
so
on
easily,
Earth
and
and was
then just
tethered to
get
the
wiped
San
out.
Francisco to Quito elevator in South America. But this station was truly special. Some 60-ish years following their
Special enough
passing,
to suck.
the orbital station was dedicated to both Tobias Fleming Shaw and Wallace Fujikawa, the creators of the Shaw-Fujikawa Translight engine, aka the slipspace FTL drives that power almost every single UNSC ship. In addition to its gorgeous views of Earth, its unique space station aesthetic, and its daunting endless chasms, a plaque dedicated to the 2 scientists who advanced our species more than anyone or anything else and enabled our travel across the stars, dons the walls of this comfy station. Let all who pass through this tether remember those that made interstellar travel a reality. And for today's final human-based map, we have one that returns us to our species' basics: Longshore, a fish processing plant on the shores of Old Mombasa. Although UNSC carriers can be seen on the water, off in the distance,
Not sure if I remember
don't
this
mistake
one.
this map for some sort of secret military facility. It really is just a simple processing plant where the daily catch is received at the port,
Oh, yes, I
taken
remember this
through the
one.
processing plant before being packaged and put into transit, bound for destinations all across the continent and possibly even globe, and all under the ever-watchful eye of the charismatic, yet withering Franck, a boss with rather fishy intentions.
Fishy,
Okay,
huh?
so now it's time to move on to the architecture of our invaders, the Covenant, starting off with the remote and desolate Snowbound.
Oh, yeah.
Why the Covenant
Cool
chose
map,
to make
but
camp
kind of
in the
a
heart
pain.
of this icy tundra
Yeah,
is
these,
entirely
like,
lost on us.
shield
Perhaps it's something
doors
to do with the origins of this planet, situated not too
that
far
you had to
from
go
the
through,
human-occupied
and it actually
space.
protected you.
Beneath
So
the
if you're a
blindingly white
camper,
surface lies a
I
bottomless
hated you.
chasm
If you were a camper, I hated
Their
you because of
purpose
those freaking
unknown,
shield doors.
At least to us, so
But I
perhaps
think
that
eventually
has
they
something to
put
do
out
with
like
it.
a patch
Given the abundance of
on
cables
one of the
and power
updates
generators,
later
perhaps
on
this is
where
some sort of
the
Covenant
shield
energy
doors
plant.
were gone,
Although
and it was
typically
just
they do
a
tend
straight
to
through
rely
door.
on hydro processing to provide power, so maybe not. One thing is for certain though, guarding this realm of majestic spires and mysterious caves is a series of autocannons, sitting silently, observing the mountain passes that lead to the base and the vast tundra on its doorstep. Who, or what, these powerful cannons are defending this base's inhabitants from, however, bears no thinking about. If ever there was a map to elicit the fear of the unknown, it's Snowbound.
Cool map. Hated it.
There was never a
If you
more
were a camper.
pragmatically named map than Assembly. Set within a scarab manufacturing plant in the Assembly Forges, one of High Charity's primary manufacturing plants for Covenant weapons, gear, and vehicles, a large lake-like body
This map
of
was okay.
Legolo worms surrounds this plant. Yes, apparently that yellowy emulsion-looking liquid is, in fact, a mass of Legolo.
Going in with a gravity
Well,
hammer and with
alien.
invis
Above the
was
plant, the production line
fun
of the
if you
scarab
were
could be
having
seen.
if you had it. But
Oftentimes, a
if you're on the
half-built
other end of
scarab
it,
will
well,
pass
kind
along
of
the
sucked to be
conveyor
you.
belt on its way to completion. The map itself is an island in the heart of the Worm Lake, harbouring machinery that decontaminates the shell of the scarab, making it a safe housing for the gigantic Legolo colonies that will eventually power and control these devastating quadrupeds. A large beam emerges from the centre of the map, powering a wall of decontaminating energy that the scarab passes through before moving on to the final stages of production. The vastness of the Assembly Forges demonstrates not only the sheer size of the Covenant war machine, but also the foreigner roots of all their technology. Heretic, a map with incredibly iconic roots, is in fact the cruiser deck of the CCS battlecruiser, the Pious Inquisitor. As a part of the Fleet of Retribution, led
Also
by
known
the
as
elites who
Regret
splintered off from the Covenant
on
during the
Halo
Great
5,
Schism,
and then
the rest of the
Midship on
fleet can
2.
be seen out the windows, shortly before the fall of their ex-holy city, High Charity.
I think
Where the
Halo
Pious
Reach had
Inquisitor
one
and
too.
her majestic
Or
fleet
kind
are
of
headed
their
at
own
this
version
time
of this.
is unknown, towards some mysterious gas giant, it seems. Following the schism, this once brute-controlled ship was seized by the elites under orders of the Spec Ops commander, Artas Badum, of whom returned it to High Charity to be used in their war against their former masters. It then formed part of the blockade surrounding the city to prevent the parasite that had consumed it from escaping, before travelling to Earth to aid in parasite containment measures at the city of Voy that was rapidly under consumption. It then went on to survive the Battle of the Ark, return to Sanghelios, take part in the elite civil war there, the Blooding Years, and then begin frequently exchanging hands. At one point it was under command of elite separatists, then Jackal pirates commandeered it, followed by insurrectionists, all the while an Oni Black Ops team, Kilo 5, was scheming to seize it for themselves. However,
like a timeshare.
luxurious ship finally met an explosive end thanks to a Jackal pirate raid gone wrong.
Do they do business with
Perhaps
Century
this was for the
21?
best, though. A group as dishonourable and
Whatever that
dirty
real
as Jackal
estate
pirates
company is.
would have had no respect for such an elegant, majestic ship. Her beauty would have been entirely lost on them. A true disrespect to the talent and the honour of her shipwrights. Okay, so before we venture out into deep space and begin investigating the truly enigmatic architecture and design of the Foreigners, I've been issued orders by the top brass at Oni to outfit all of you with top tier audio. And luckily, Raycon are sponsoring today's video to help me do just that. The Raycon Everyday E25 earbuds are the earbuds of choice for exploring ancient facilities like the ones we're about to look at. With 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, and a compact, stylish, and noise-isolating fit, they are perfect for listening to music while working out, or, of course, while conducting deep research on the architecture of ancient long-lost civilizations. If you want to get a pair for yourself, then just head on over to buyraycon.com/HiddenXperia and get 15% off your first order. Or you can just click the link at the top of the description. Not only do they look and sound great, they also start at roughly half the price of other premium wireless earbuds, making them the perfect companion for expensive interstellar travel. So go to buyraycon.com/HiddenXperia and get 15% off your first order, and pick up the perfect earbuds for exploring the hidden mysteries of our universe. Thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Right, now it's time to venture far beyond the reaches of human space, to areas of the galaxy only ever graced by the ancients, the Foreigners. Starting off with Construct. Very little is known about the purpose of this metal structure. Besides the almost holy glow of the purple and gold gravity lifts, the ornate detailing on the walls, and the subtle pulsating lights, the intentions of this facility are kept close to its chest. We do know, however, that it's located on the Ark, likely even in the same spire as the Cartographer, given the identical looking waterfalls off in the distance. This vast body of water, along with other raw materials, are consumed in the creation of even the smallest orbital installations. No structure, installation, or facility encapsulates the raw beauty of the Foreigners and their architectural design.
Did not enjoy this
like
map
Epitaph.
too much.
Sitting at the apex of a monumental spire, in the heart of a vast, infinite desert, sits this ancient monastery. Outside, the dry desert wind howls, an ominous lighting marking the horizon. Within the structure, the holy chants of those long past can be heard, echoing throughout and reverbing off the gigantic stained glass windows, ancient animated glyphs contained within. Embedded within the walls are more sets of glyphs, almost resembling databanks of an unknown order, their meaning lost to the sands of time. However, the true mystery of Epitaph lies in its purpose. Now, I must stress that what I'm about to say is somewhat of a conspiracy theory held by those lucky few who got the chance to conduct research on this spire. But rumour has it, the spire itself is something of a headstone placed atop the burial site of an ancient evil, a betrayer of those who created it. If so, it would explain the monastery at the pinnacle of the spire and the chanting that can be heard within. Perhaps these ancient monks are talking to their gods, begging for them to allow the treasonous construct to atone for its sins. Or perhaps their chanting is something of an apology for unleashing such an unspeakable horror on the galaxy that their gods created. However, the presence of the sacred guardian hologram, glowing in a holy golden light at the helm of the hall, overseeing all that occurs within, suggests that it may be the latter. What is buried beneath this endless desert must never be unearthed.
Ooh.
And in the lower regions of this spire is Citadel. Outside the small port windows, the endless sands of the Ark can be seen, and within lies a beautifully ancient interior, clearly resembling the lower atrium of the shield towers that protected the
cool
Ark
looking,
Citadel
but
and control room.
a real pain in the ass
help but
to
wonder
play
if
on
Citadel
multiplayer.
also has something to do with shielding, given the rumoured importance that this tower has. Perhaps the holy pulsating golden lights within the walls are more than just an aesthetic. Perhaps they play some sort of role in shielding the tower from any who seek to break in and free the horror buried beneath. But that's just a theory. Either way, the ornate religious detailing on all parts of the structure clearly support the idea that this spire is religious in nature. Just what nature that is, however, we cannot say for sure.
For sure.
The vast and brooding forests that surround Guardian manage to outlive their creators, but may still harbour some of their most destructive constructs. Deep within this dense, infinite forest, somewhere on the Ark, Guardian, an ancient foreigner platform of unknown purpose, sits elevated among the trees, slowly being retaken by nature. Originally intended to be a mission in the campaign, Guardian Forest, where the Master Chief would fly through the forest in a hornet and fight ancient Guardian sentinels, it's possible that this ancient arena was once something of a control platform for these Guardians themselves, but that's just a theory. Likely one of the many concocted over the years by the meddlers who stumbled upon this gloomy wood. Isolation, a micro-quarantine zone on the Ark, may look rather quaint at first, almost like a private foreigner garden. But what lies beneath the surface is the beginning of something truly evil. When you take the winding path into the Flood Hive,
wait for it.
Fall through one of the many cracks in the ground, likely a byproduct of the Blightland's rapid expansion, you suddenly see why such great walls surround this sector. The air in the cave is laden with
they're not going to show it.
Sacks grow on the walls and ceiling, ready to burst at any moment. And what was once a concoction of
number
grass
2
and
exit,
stone
if you know what I mean,
is now nothing but sickly biomass. What caused this small outbreak is unknown, but given its rapid consumption of local fauna and even the once distinct
lame.
Well,
come on,
it's a good
show
job
it.
The Ark's monitor, Tragic Solitude, was able to enact containment protocols as rapidly as he did. Or God knows the unspeakable horror.
Looks like a chocolate starfish. Literally, it literally does. Lame.
Suspended in the heart of an icy
that map has like a exit butthole. Looks like a butthole.
Narrows. Two distinct foreigner lobbies
Moving
connected by one of their iconic bridges, below which sits a gigantic mysterious ring, with static energy circulating around it. The overlaying structure is something of a maintenance platform. When the forge in the center of the Ark harvests a planet's materials to create a ring or some other construct, extreme volumes of heat are produced, volumes that ordinarily would render the Ark entirely uninhabitable. But Narrows is the facility that ensures that doesn't happen. Presumably, this ring mechanism, combined with the sub-zero surrounding temperatures, aid in the cooling of that heat, ensuring that all life on the Ark isn't blasted by the extreme heat emanating from the installation's core.
That's interesting.
Few arenas give off an aura of mystery and long-lost significance.
This map is crazy for a big team battle.
Being slowly consumed.
I love driving around the elephant.
Is an ancient stone
Get so many wheelman assists on it.
Overwatched by two great monuments. Surrounding this temple, however, is something that creates an uneasy atmosphere. Beyond the dunes is a vast metal wall, encircling the entire arena and dotted with gargantuan towers. Now, initially this might make you think that the foreigners were protecting this once holy relic from would-be invaders. But when you delve into the lower regions of the ruins and discover a dark, secluded room, at the center of which, a crypt. You may start to rethink that. Perhaps these stoic defenses were put in place not to keep
human sacrifices,
but to keep whoever, or whatever, was buried in this crypt, in. Regardless of what was once buried here, if anything was once buried here,
for all we know, there could be a crypt keeper from Tales of the Crypt.
Root raiders discovered and fortified this sand trap, laying mines in the dunes surrounding it to prevent any demons from getting the jump on them. However, these attempts were unsuccessful. When the UNSC Aegis fleet arrived above the structure, an albatross, along with Behemoth and Leviathan, the two elephants, was sent to the surface and managed to secure the site. Whether the researchers that undoubtedly dispatched with this team discovered anything worthy of note in the temple or transcribed into the metal trimmings, or if, like most foreigner sites, they were simply perplexed beyond their means, is unknown.
Unknown.
Sandbox is another foreigner site slowly consumed by the sands of time. More than likely referred to as a sandbox thanks to the distinct lack of any notable structure or monument, this site bears many similarities to Sandtrap, but also differs in two rather mysterious ways. Firstly, in the centre of what dusty stone remains unconsumed by the desert is a small hole, a trapdoor almost, which leads to a vast yet desolate crypt. Not the first ancient desert structure to feature a crypt, may I add. Much like the surface, this crypt also remained desolate, lacking any kind of structure or decor beyond some rather modern-looking floodlights, which only further brings into question the original intentions of the ancients who built this place. What's more, on the ground level, beyond the sweeping dunes and before the golden sunset, lies yet another dark, ominous metal wall encircling the site, and once again, with large, brutalist towers, shrine defenders, as they're called, dotted throughout. These shrine defenders fire devastating particle beams, but not away from this site, rather towards it, once again cementing the notion that whatever was buried here millennia ago was done so with the intention of never leaving this desert. This only makes one wonder even more what ancient evil this shrine was constructed to house, and ultimately constructed to contain.
Cool.
Deep within this alpine
Valhalla
gorge lies Valhalla, a valley flanked by two of the
great map for
Forerunners'
big
ever
team battle,
enigmatic beam towers, the function of which
especially when it was
still
all
remains
Covenant
mostly
weapons
unknown.
and vehicles.
However, it's clear that they are of some sort of vital importance to the Ark, considering their purposeful placement in this gorge.
I remember getting the Wraith
shelter
and just
them from any
randomly
space
shooting on
debris
the other
that may
side
come
of that
crashing down
center
to the
hill and
surface.
just getting random
Some
double
researchers
kills or
posit
triple
these
kills.
towers act as some sort of
Oh, good
communications
times.
relay, and use the natural harmonics of the gorge to amplify their signals.
Halo 3
into
Online
deep
back in the
space,
day was
allowing them to send
great.
commands to even
It
the
was
most
worth
remote
every
locations
minute
across
of
the
every hour of
galaxy.
playing.
But we know nothing for sure. Another mystery that plagues this valley is what happened to the crew of the V398, the Pelican that crashed into the cliffside. Their landing in this
Also a good map for a
gorge
shoddy
was
snipe.
unplanned, evidently. But where they went, a mystery. Sitting on the edge of one of Installation 08's massive glacial shelves is Avalanche.
Oh yeah, Avalanche.
One of the only facilities to be successfully constructed on the ring prior to its untimely end. Freezing winds scour this blasted terrain.
Another good
one
big team
that
battle
is
map.
littered with ancient battle scars.
A lot of fun
Suggesting its
flying the
roots are
Hornet.
one of combat and war. The facility itself, embedded mostly within the ice shelf, is a power station, pulling power out of the densely compacted ice before it cascades into the vast, bitter ocean below, to be used for all manner of routines and subroutines that would have kept this Halo running. If not for the actions of the Reclaimer, this site would have been one of the installation's core facilities. And finally, we have a facility with an extremely puzzling history: cold storage. Situated deep within the bowels
I will
of
say this
Delta
map
Halo,
is very fun
cold storage is one of the
for,
many flood containment facilities
for
on the
doubles.
ring that experienced some malfunctions. It was originally built by its makers so they could study the specifics of the Flood's evolution, how their forms changed and contorted as they continued to consume, and also the extremophilic thresholds of those infected by the parasite. This was extremely vital research that the ancients relied upon for their continued survival as a species, and as such, the security for this facility was tight. A large and currently unidentified monitor is affixed to the ceiling in the main hall, keeping a watchful eye on all who dwell within this laboratory, and for easy traversal around it, there are teleporters.
It's like a guilty spark with
so nothing can escape
their own
to the
power
surface.
socket.
However, as rigorous as these containment protocols were, they ultimately failed. When the monitor of Delta Halo, 2401 Penitent Tangent, began to slack with his monitor duties, there was a significant containment breach. Something of unidentified origin managed to breach the teleporter loop, allowing the parasite to break containment and escape. Whether this was the genesis of the outbreak on Delta Halo that created a Gravemind is currently unknown, but many conspiracy theorists who have studied this chilling facility believe that to be the case. One thing is for certain, however. This is not a facility that you want to be trapped and forgotten in. And so, that's it. The mysterious lore behind all of the Halo 3 multiplayer maps. From fish processing plants to aesthetic space stations, a lake of Lekgolo to a mysterious tundra base, a quaint valley to a mysterious ancient desert crypt, and the possible burial site of Mendicant Bias, it's safe to say that Halo 3's multiplayer maps really do cover all bases. If I had to pick a favourite in terms of aesthetic and lore and vibe, it's gotta be Epitaph. I mean, I absolutely
I'd say Guardian.
love
Guardian
the idea
and
that the
the
spire
pit.
and the monastery that sits on the
I think
top
Guardian has
were
the best
constructed above
story
the
and
burial
lore
site
behind
of
that.
Mendicant Bias.
But the pit,
That
I
right
think,
there
has
is
like
one
the
of my
best
favorite bits of
gameplay
Halo lore
balance
in, like,
for
the entire
multiplayer.
franchise. Full stop. And honestly, I'm so happy that I actually get to talk about it in a video for once, albeit briefly, but still, I'm happy. Here's to hoping that old Mendicant Bias has a role to play in Halo Infinite. I'm
That'd be
dreaming,
cool.
and you should be dreaming as well. So, that's gonna do it for today. Massive thank you to all of my amazing patrons for the continued support over there, and thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
I actually have a Patreon too, but I haven't logged into it in like almost 2 years. I mean, if you really want to check out my Patreon, it's the exact same name as this YouTube channel, Handsome King Nerdy Bear. Well, post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the video and my reaction to it. Click like, subscribe, share, ring that bell like it's Taco Bell. Until next time, same Handsome King content with a K, same Nerdy Bear personality. I'm your nerdy bear, that's what I am. The Handsome King Nerdy Bear.